see inside the lines, but something's better on the other side. I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as a real world. Just a lie, you've got to rise above. Great, now it's stuck in my head. Like they talk. It's Heinrich back there talking about.
Help her. Find a way.
About Johann Wehr, and I actually did exile the one white soldier. Oh no, there he is. These white decks, always with their tokens. Sacrifice the rug. Okay. So what do we get from here? Honestly, I don't think we got anything from here. So what do we do here is the question. Do we collect blood? Then what? What do we do? There we go. Sacrifice! 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 Come back here, sacrifice. He made me come after you. Not sufficient sacrifice. Tidy. Oh God. Okay, I'm genuinely at a loss. I'm gonna be real sore if the answer was to pour the tar on the door. Open. Suffice to say, I'm stuck. Oh, wrong way. Maybe if I throw myself into the zappy chamber. That'll probably just end in my death. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Meat. Oh. Okay, tar. Jesus. Okay. I wanted to touch it. And I'm very insane. Apparently I have flies all over me. I need to make progress. But where? And how? I figured out where to use the tar, but that got me nowhere. Yep, I'm stuck. Maybe if I open all the doors. Do everything with everything. Calm down, Daniel. This room is lit well enough. Okay, that did nothing. Heinrich, just give me some sage advice.
You should hurry, Daniel. No time for sitting around.
Do you think I'm sitting around? I'm frantically going all over, just trying to be like, oh hey, how do I get into these places? How do I do this thing? What do I do? Where do I go?
And I appreciate your comment. But I believe you have more important things to take care of.
I am not here to give you company, dude. I'm here to...
You should hurry, Daniel. No time for sitting around.
What the hell is this? That is the single most bullshit thing I have ever seen in any game that has ever existed.
But I believe you have more important
Shut up!
things.
You could have told me, hey, if you are looking of how to make the mechanisms work again, there's a thing that's hidden just out of where you would normally look. Real spider's back. I can't interact with her. That means I can't give her meat. She has a friend this time! Maybe you? No. Whoa! She's got a lot of friends. Hi! Oh, calm down, Daniel. Oh, is the Daniel so scared of literally everything? Genuinely, I'm still furious about that. Huzzah for my sanity returning. And huzzah for hopefully opening those doors. Yeah, that's of no importance.
Daniel, you have gone too far. I have to stop you. I can't let you proceed any further. I'm sorry, my friend.
Fuck you. You think you can stop me? Daniel, these rooms aren't even that dark.
Ah, you did it. You got the doors open? Good going. I knew you could do it.
From where you're sitting, you could have saw that hatch and said, "Oh, look, there is that one hatch there." This one first. Oh gosh. So well. What will this do? Okay. No, thank you.
Find her!
Transept.
Ah, you did it. You're a good boy.
Could you... I appreciate your compliments, but you're kind of repeating yourself. Choir. There we go. Nice and lit. Laudanum. Don't need any of this. Don't need any of that. Agrippa channels where? Ware taunts me from the other side. I trusted him with my true reasons for my efforts, still he insists on me releasing Agrippa. How an enlightened man can show such lack of compassion in a seat of power disgusts me. I can't bring myself to part from Agrippa, as he is and has been for centuries my only link to the worlds beyond. Ware claims he tries his best to release me from my banishment, but that he needs me to give him Agrippa first so he too can help. If he could guarantee success, I would happily oblige, but how am I to part with him in my return? But how am I to part from him if my return might be denied? I know what they are capable of. I have seen their deception. Optimism is a most hopeless feeling. But I must retain it. I shall prepare for his release. To release Agrippa without killing him. Ware told me to feed him a tonic made from a paralyzer, vitae, and tamper. The poisonous fungi should work as a paralyzer if I could find the internal gland from a large specimen. The choir room seems fertile grounds for this sort. I should then be able to extract its contents with the proper tools. The vitae could be extracted from any agonized human victim's blood. I just need a large amount to distill it properly. Remember to collect this during the next torture session. Tempter, on the other hand, will prove most difficult. I don't think it exists in this world. Simply writing the word with these letters looks wrong. I believe it's a property of the secretion in the water dwelling in I will have to address Ware with this, as he will have to supply me with a host. Also, a properly prepared well should suffice to contain it. Ah, I need a container. Wait a minute. I have a glass jar. I could probably put that. Yes. No, give it. In court, the Order of the Black Eagle spew their politics at each other while I sit quietly in peace, willingly forgotten. Once in a while, someone will notice me and lose themselves in a silent cower before retaining their senses. They all know I am the one and the same Alexander who helped their fathers and grandfathers to found this great order. I've seen them take their fathers' places, and they too will grow old and pass away, while I remain the same, aged not by time, but by anguish. Interesting. I have a feeling. I want to go back to that place.
How are things coming? Incredible! You found Vile's recipe. There might still be a chance. Listen carefully. Alexander is working on opening a gate, a door to another world. It's where he wants to go. If you could put your anger aside, let him open the portal before you take your revenge. Let me pass the gate, Daniel. Please, find the ingredients that prepare the tonic via disguise, and do so before you assemble the ore. The barrier keeping you from the inner sanctum will only be breached for a short time. Unless everything is taken care of before mending the ore, you won't be able to save me.
It's a specific tonic made. Alright, I'll make I have a feeling that saving Agrippa might have something to do with a good ending, but I'm not sure. Alright. Probably not where I'm supposed to use the meat.
Was there something else? You should hurry, Daniel. No time for sitting around.
Don't give me new dialogue if you're not going to give me more to work with. Ooh. I have a feeling that this well-lit corridor won't last long. After the men had secured the prisoner, the ritual began. Can I collect blood?
She deserved it, little bitch.
Oh, jeez. Aggressive much? Ow. Open. There we go.
Ooh, 15th of August, 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry. No time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh. Do it. Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil. A cold-blooded killer. Hurry. Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Paint the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come. Please, I didn't do anything. Paint the man, cut the lines, paint the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries. Now you see. I did well. One life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you. Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain. Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
One of the disadvantages of opting out of doing a face... One of the disadvantages of opting out of doing a face cam is, you know, you guys don't get to see this face of genuine discomfort when things like that happen. Wait, which way did I come from? Oh yeah, that way. the hell is this?
What are my intentions, Daniel? Salvation. It used to be yours, but now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
Ugh. What the hell was that? Woo! Okay, that lantern is doing no good here. This isn't your average everyday darkness. Poison gland. What the? It's... No. No, is that a brazen bull? Okay, Alexander, you have no right you have no right in... Oh my fucking god, it's a brazen bull. Alexander, you have no right to fucking... say literally anything. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bull. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bull as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of the fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass chamber and traveled through the complex instrument which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. Ugh. Ugh. Is there anything in here? Open. Oh, a piece of the orb. I don't know if I was supposed to put the meat that I had in there. Cook the meat. Sweet.
What happened to her?
Okay, do I have what I need from here? Should I leave? There's that one Knife Hands McGee. somewhere lurking. Fuck Hans McQueen. Oh boy, I hear him. I don't think those footsteps are fuck Hans McQueen back there.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
I'm starting to think Alexander may have a point. But he's the one that fucking started this. Oh, please stop. The murderer's limbs were tied to the spoke of the wheel. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so the rope secured around his legs stretched and cracked the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy. Oh. Oh. So this is why this area is called the choir. Oh, I am uncomfortable beyond all reasonable words. Oh, this is not cool. Not cool, what am I saying? This is fucked up. It's fucked. What the?
Maybe she knows.
Not a fan of this area. It's the genuine spook. But I have to deal with it because I'm sure there's a good number of orb pieces in this area. Well, that's where I came in from. Oh, really? An Iron Maiden? Oh god. Don't. The forger stood absolutely still. The casket had been closed, but a faint light made its way in. A myriad of spikes poked at him, glittering as they waited for his body to slip for a moment. His knees jerked, and he felt blood trickle down his legs. In pain, his head fell slightly forward. It took him a while to realize his eye had ruptured and began to leak. Why are you doing this to me? Close your shit back up. Nasty. What the? That wasn't there before. Gimme. But yeah, this game, genuinely creeped out, genuinely disturbed, genuinely, ugh. That's the mark of a good horror game. I mean, I don't really need to say that. It's just kind of obvious. I'm not comfortable. I may have covered everything in this area. If not, then I'll have to come back. Don't really want to come back to that area.
Looks like you cleaned out the choir. Head for the transept and find the rest of the ore pieces.
At least I know I don't have to go back to the choir. The remaining ore pieces can be found in the transept. Alright. So what we needed was the vitae, the poison gland, and the water thing. The texture and color are constantly changing. Neat. Well then.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me already! Kill me!
This one. Prepare him.
Okay, yeah. Like, no matter how much Daniel did, there was always the Baron, and honestly, no right to judge Daniel, because he was just doing equally as fucked up shit. I mean, he was the one spearheading the whole thing. Oil, sweet. good! Notes on torture! There are a few things to be said about torture. I had figured out that the reaction I would get from the victims would be highly individual. Thankfully, this is not the case. The humans all have very similar approaches to dealing with physical pain and the terror of anticipation. I can't stress enough the importance of restraining the victims before proceeding. Even the most timid creature can break out in fits of violence, or their strength exceeds their expected prowess. If proper care has been put into breaking the victims, this should not be a problem, but it will also hinder the effect I'm after. The right steps to take are, therefore, to restrain while the victim is still dazed, preceded by presenting the form of torture you are about to apply, then to continue with the actual act. The points of presentation are to infuse terror. The human mind is extremely efficient, as it will trigger itself into greater fear simply by imagining it. While applying pain, make sure to avoid massive damage, as it will provide more efficient if the process can be sustained. Also, applying the pain in doses, if possible, will break the victim. If possible, with breaks to let the body settle. If you are whipping or cutting the victim, strike once, wait for the pain to subdue, then strike again. As long as the body suffers, it will continue to produce the vitae and saturate the blood with its properties. Only with careful performance will the victim yield maximum effect. If the victim doesn't behave as expected, it is likely that all is for naught. Before this happens, feed them the amnesia drink and try again later. Name drop. Is it you, my love, I miss the most? Or is it perhaps myself? I know what I have become, and I am not blind. I am a monster to them, a demonic sultan perched on a dark mountaintop. There is little I can do to redeem myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat, it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. Nothing else. I see. Actually, let's see if I can... Yes, I knew it! Wait. Why did we need to tie a string around the jar? Why couldn't we just have tied the rope around the jar? Right first. Actually, middle first. Jesus.
The cradle is ready.
Good.
You're a man. How can you partake in this?
Is he all right?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man. It was an accident.
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault. Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course. We
Oh.
are dealing with monsters here.
Oh. The Spanish donkey, of course. Of course, what else would it be? game is just ripe with filling the filling.
Please, do anything, whatever you want. Anything.
Oh, that's not the Spanish donkey. Yeah, this isn't the Spanish donkey. Now, where's the orb? I guess it'll appear after I touch this. The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. Ah! Why is this game doing this? Ugh! It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different from the others. They could make him forget again. Aha. Yeah, no. No. Yeah, no. This hallway felt longer than before. Or maybe I'm the one going crazy. Are we ready for more horrible stuff? Because that's what we're gonna get. Okay, what was that? What the... Oh! Why? The rapist hanged upside down, his tears soiled with blood flowing from his body. The saw between his legs had lodged itself in the hip and wouldn't move any further. The men stepped back, waiting for the victim to drain. Oh God, why? Look at this motherfucker. Just give me the tinderbox. Where's the orb? The blood needs a vessel. Ah. We have Vitae. Well, the blood of the tormented. And we have the piece of the orb. Goody! Oh, my stomach hurts. None of this is okay. And like it was said like in the beginning of the game that they were just going out and grabbing random people. So I have a feeling that the people accused aren't guilty of the crimes in which they were. What a sanity effect? I mean, it got me. It certainly did get me. Oh. Oh dear. The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her head being lifted and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. calm. We have all of the orb. We have 2 of the pieces. But how do I get the 3rd? And I'm gone.
I see that walls are all pieces you need. I know I have no right to ask anything of you. But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vaya's tonic before attempting to melt the ore, there might still be a chance for you to save me. Please, my fate is in your hands.
Well, how do I do it?
I see that walls are all pieces you need.
You literally
I
just
know
said
I
that.
have no right to ask anything of you. But if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vaya's tonic before attempting to melt the ore, there might still be a chance for you to save me. Please, my fate is in your hands.
Okay. I think at this point we're going to move on to the next episode. Just figure out how to make this tonic and hopefully no more grisly, gruesome details on all the nightmarish stuff just detailed.